Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be continuing reading Runaway Lovers by onions_Annie. We'll be reading chapter 4. This is a Tomboo story. Quick disclaimer, there is sexual assault mentions in this. It gets a little weird. Sure. So quick warning, if you're not comfortable with that. So yeah, let's get into this. Chapter 4, Crowning, Tommy's POV. I woke up at 5 a.m. and decided I would change so I could make it to the middle of town early, since people were probably going to be packed up. I quickly got dressed into a blue shirt, gray pants. Those weren't usually the clothes I wore, but since I required from the Atlantic Kingdom celebration, I had to. Nikki was the one who suggested I wake up early. I was going along because all my friends were math geniuses, and went with Frambo. But there was Nikki, so she decided not to come because she needed to work, since people would be coming in hungry for food. I grabbed my jacket as if I felt obligated, since maybe in another universe where I was with my brothers, but we were commoners, and I was somehow soulmates with Rambo, who was a prince. I forgot my jacket. They would never let that happen. Think to myself, shrugging. I grabbed some bread, started spreading butter on it. I was struggling to keep myself awake. I hadn't slept a wink, knowing that my brother was going to be king, and I was not there to support him. A tear drops down the side of my face. I know it will cheer me up. I looked at myself grabbing my wallet and taking a picture out of it. I looked at the picture, my fingers gently touching the top and bottom. The fabric was sheer and yet delicate. It was supposed to make me feel better, but it just made me cry looking at it more. It was me, Techno, Wilbur, and my father hugging each other on Christmas, in Christmas sweaters, smiling the biggest smile possible. When times weren't difficult, I thought, as I kissed the picture and put it back in its void of placement. I brushed my hair a bit, since I was going into public and needed to look half decent. Some people would say I looked like the prince, but I was able to dodge that. It happens at least 4 times an hour when I'm out in public. In fact, Tubbo's first words to me was, "Hey, you look like you could be the lost prince." After procrastinating for almost 30 minutes, I got my ass up, walked out the door. It was freezing, but my jacket randomly disappeared. Maybe it did happen to be in another universe. I put my lip out in the thought. I walked through the crowds of people. Yes, there were already hundreds of people, and it's almost 6 a.m. in the fucking morning, so I imagine the afternoon. Of course, I inherited a lot of questions about why I looked so much like the Runaway Prince, but I am a god at serving questions. I looked at the time on my watch. It was 2:55, meaning the crowning would start in 5 minutes. I was nervous because he was my brother, and what if he messed up? It would be so embarrassing for him. I covered my ears as the TV went on and started talking. Hello, folks. Today is the coronation of Technoblade Minecraft, the woman says in a serious tone. The crowd started lapping and leaping and screaming for joy. I enjoyed watching so many people jump for joy at my brother. So let's get started, everyone. The woman's voice boomed loud enough for everyone to hear. The screen suddenly cuts. We see my whole family sitting together in a row. Wilbur had made a scene of pride in his eyes. Not just for him, but for his older brother. Tecton was smiling, a genuine smile. I wasn't used to seeing him smile. He only used to slightly smile around me or Wilbur. Ow. He only used to slightly smile around me or Wilbur. He looked excited. So did my whole family. I was happy they were happy. Let me tell you, I was shocked when Technoblade told the camera that he was going to make the whole thing shorter. My mouth was agape, as well as everyone else's. Now I get it. He seemed eager as hell. He seemed eager to get out of hell out of the fact my whole family does. Well then, I pronounce you the new king, my dad says quickly, putting the crown on my brother's head. They all run off stage and the TV goes black. Now, something doesn't feel right. How the fuck was it that fucking short? I get that he requested it be kinda expanded for it to only be an hour. Not a whole minute, like, geez. Where are they going in such a hurry that they literally miss this whole coronation just to be there? Well, I guess it's time to go. As I started to walk away from the screaming crowds, crowds and the music, the TV went on, and the lady started to speak again, almost as if she didn't want me to go, which was weird. Before anyone goes, I just wanted to tell you some interesting facts about the royal family," the lady spits out. Obviously not nothing. Not nothing. Oh god, I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. The lady spit out obviously nothing, a split camera. Obviously not nothing, a spit channel. Camel? I don't know what that means. Of what she's doing. Everyone cheers except for me. I promised to help Nikki after the crowning, so I kind of had to go, or I'll get grounded. Plus, Nikki was scary when she was angry. I started to walk away. Random people stopped me from getting out. They were both men and looked very fit. The men both blocked the entrance by forcing themselves together, putting their arms out. I took one proper look at them. I realized they were guards from the castle. I remember seeing them when I was young and being afraid to talk to them. Hi, may I go through? Hi, may I please go through? I try to hide the panic in my voice. No, Mr. Runaway Prince. I can't do that now. Go back to your spot and wait. The guard screams, but not many people heard it because of the woman speaking facts about the royal family. I quickly retreat to my spot. What the fuck? How does he know I'm the lost prince? Why can't I go home? No, don't cry, Tommy. No, don't cry, Tommy. You'll only draw attention to yourself. I was entirely losing my mind. I just want to go back home with Nikki and Rambo, where we could watch cooking shows together and criticize how they're making their food like we usually do. I was on the verge of tears. I was so scared. This wasn't how I wanted my day to go. And the royal family's youngest son ran away with his boyfriend because he was not allowed to date him, the woman says. Everybody already knew the story of Theuses Minecraft. He was a boy who fell in love but couldn't be with his lover, so ran away so they could be together once again. There were stories based on me and Rambo. People hated the name Mark for a very long time. Some people still do. They refused to talk to anyone named Mark. All the unfortunate people whose name was Mark, they changed it to something else. Yep, that's how hated Rambo is. People say he brainwashed me, made me come with him. But all I can say is that if anyone found him, they would kill him right there on the spot. Do you know that Theuses and Mark, the girl, she made fun of Rambo's name? They actually live in this town, the woman said as people gasped awkwardly. Yep, that's right. We somehow managed to locate the fact that he was using fingerprints on a fingerprint scanner, a DNA scanner, she said as she talked. Guards closed the gates. she demanded. Everyone, she demands, giving a sweet smile. The guards do what they are told to do. Every single guard gets closed. Every single gate gets closed, meaning there was no escaping. Actually, he's in the crowd right now, so don't panic, because you're not the only one trapped. He is, so the royal family can come take him where he belongs, the woman said. Some people were screaming in happiness. Some people were clapping and singing. And then there was me, an awkward blonde, staring at the floor, realizing I'd been caught. No, this can't be happening. If they really find me, take me away from Nikki and Mark. But if they do find you, then you could be in their presence again. You could laugh at them. Oh my god. If they do find me, I can't tell them about Rambo. If they're coming here, then we could finally see them in person. Even if we don't get recolonized. Okay, Theseus, stop panicking. It's okay. They won't find you, and Rambo will be safe. Remember, nothing bad will happen to him. Nothing bad will happen to anyone. Just don't jinx it. Wait, did I just jinx me and Rambo? After a while of fighting my thoughts with each other, I realized people were turning around. I heard gates open, my heart dropped. I heard gates open, and my heart just dropped. I turned around and saw the carriage driving through the gates. It was a royal carriage. The carriage drove straight past me, stopped where the stage said. Yes, there was a stage there. This place was huge now that I think about it. 3 people got out of the carriage. Prince Wilbur, my father, and a newly king Technoblade. They walked up on stage and grabbed a microphone. Techno was the first to speak. Hello, my people, he said, whilst the crowd screaming at his voice. I heard my youngest brother might be here. Oh, actually, I know my brother is here. We managed to track him down, but we weren't really sure if he was Theseus. We hired some people to spy on him. 24 days. They took some DNA from my dear brother. We all matched so dear. I don't think that's making sense. Why don't you raise your hand up now and save yourself the trouble? Techno said, breathing in a hitched breath. Listen, Theseus, we love and miss you so much. We get you're in love, and we will solve that later, but please just come back. Wilbur pleaded, stealing the microphone from Technoblade. I looked at all their faces. My heart's dropped. They were all crying and looked so broken. Theseus, it's okay. They won't hurt you or Rambo. So why don't you just, make this whole experience quicker? Hey, Maybe we'll still be able to go to school. I doubt that. But I doubt that. I know my whole family was looking for me. They knew it was me, and it kind of excited me. Just as I thought about putting my hand up, someone grabbed my wrist. I looked to my side, and one of the Atlantic guards, he grabbed my wrist, pulling it closer so I could hear him. Listen, you bitch. Do you know how much you hurt your family? How much they cried about you every day of their lives, hoping you would come back? But you can't just go back and expect everyone to love you. He says, holding my wrist, moving his hand down to my waist. I was uncomfortable, to say the least. His hand placements made me feel like I wasn't very safe with myself in his grasp. He kept whispering things like I deserved punishment and stuff. Unfortunately, the way he said it made me believe that he wanted sexual intercourse with me. Ew. At some point, he had been whispering those stuff into my ears for about 5 minutes. No one had noticed yet because we were very well hidden in the crowd. He started saying things that I wouldn't ever say out loud. I was scared on what this man was planning to do to me, knowing very well I cannot defend myself against him. I was crying whilst hearing these things. I tried to push him off. He just pushed me closer. Than before. He dug his nail into my ear, still whispering weird ass shit in my left ear. I think Technoblade noticed because he suddenly stopped talking. Then my father stopped. The man seemed to not notice the fact that the royal family was staring at him. God, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna get raped. And then I'll get left for dead alone. I think to myself, making up scenes in my head. The crowd also stopped making noise. I could only hear a couple of gasps and sighs. Some cheers and shouts of exclamation and some whispers of gossip. I didn't get it. The man was so distracted by making me feel uncomfortable. He didn't realize people were parting away for my family to come save me. Honestly, I didn't notice either. I was too lost in my own thoughts to care about what was happening between the crowds. Tears were dripping down my face rapidly. tears dripping down my face rapidly. Whew. His hand tightens on my waist, probably making it bruised on one side. Then your little boyfriend Mark can realize that he made the biggest mistake making you run away. He whispered into my ear, laughing a bit. That hurt, because he did tell me that it was all my fault. I guess it was. He kicked my ear, which made me, that's his kick. He kicked my ear, which made me let out a more hearable sob. I was about to pass out from all the stress and lack of sleep, so it was hard to keep consciousness over a period of time. He held me in his grip, because who knows what he would do to me if I was asleep. I feel someone grab the man's arm, my waist immediately being pulled back into another hug. This time it was a familiar hug, full of warmth and safety. I didn't need to open my eyes to know that Wilbur was hugging me. I could feel something wet drip onto my hair. Silently, that he was crying. I'm so sorry. I kept on whispering over and over again. I felt a kiss on my forehead. I wasn't ready to open my eyes. I just wanted to sleep. So that's what I did. Fell asleep in my brother's warmth. Hello, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to stay tuned for tomorrow or the day after this video. Not quite sure what I should do. And if you have any stories you want me to read, I mostly just read Wattpad because it's easier to use. But yeah, you can just comment them down below. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!